welcome to episode 1. I will start off this whole series by introducing myself. Online, I'm called Dreamy or Dream, and that's spelled with 2 E's because dream with 2 E's is a bit different than the normal word dream. It's actually a word that I created for a fantasy book that I wrote, and the context of the word implies that it's a special kind of dream. It's not the one that just stays in the mind or imagination without ever coming to life. It's the kind that requires effort and ingenuity and dedication to actually take it from your mind and bring it into reality. The reason why I'm explaining this now is because the concept behind that word has always been a part of my family and really me. And as I look back over our lives, I can see that we've had to put that ideal to the test through this journey many, many times, where we've imagined the possibilities and then actually figured out ways to plan how to make them real and to pursue them. So it's no wonder that my online identity sort of used that anthem, and why my creativity would flow from that also. But getting away from that, I'll try to set the stage a little bit just for our family and our dynamics. Try to give you a little bit of insight into my mind and also my husband's, since Micah, our son, got all his genes from us. So there have literally been times where we've looked at something that he's done and it just resonates with one or the other of us, and we almost kind of claim like, oh, he definitely gets that from me. And it's not really a joke. We laugh about it, but it's very real, because we see how these things kind of had their roots in us, and the way that we've always kind of looked at autism spectrum disorder is truly as a spectrum. And you can often look at other people, if you're familiar with the spectrum, and you can see their little quirks and their little kind of oddities that would maybe put them on the spectrum. We have this perception that really everyone could find themselves on the spectrum somewhere. When I think about myself and I think about the things that I've struggled with as a child and maybe overcame, and then I look at Micah and I think how he's overcome. I look at where he is now and where he started and where I am now and what I've struggled through. And it makes you really pause and wonder if we really aren't all somewhere on that spectrum. Now, I don't say that to minimize the diagnosis of people that have actually, gotten placed on the spectrum in a way that makes their journey a lot more of a struggle. I'm saying it more to help you, me, everyone, to try to relate to that a little bit more, to try to understand more what goes on in that mind. Now, it might be a little bit more extreme than what you experience, but maybe if there's kind of this connecting piece, it helps you to put yourself in their shoes a little bit easier and try to understand the world from their perspective. Now, also, I will say, I don't think I would have ever gotten diagnosed as autistic, even though I say, oh, I think I can see kind of traits, that might spike on some tests. And we've said in the past that Micah kind of got the genetic lottery from both of us, just like a jackpot, of all of the traits that happen to be this combination that put him, higher on the threshold there, that actually was like, okay, now these aren't just quirks and, like little aberrations that would make him atypical. These are things that actually, the combination of them is somehow going to now inhibit making that transition into society a smooth one. So that's, even though I say I can see how we're all on the spectrum, I have a very distinct kind of division in my mind where there are people who actually get that diagnosis because their struggle is all the more difficult. So I hope that I'm making that clear. As far as the background for our family, and once again, this is kind of just to give you some insight into why we were able to do the things that we were able to do throughout the years. I have my degree in psychology, and it was my intention early on to pursue that. But when I became a mom, Joe's my husband, decided that we really wanted to have one of the parents stay home. And we took the more traditional route, and he went to work and I stayed at home with our kids. In some ways, it was a sacrifice, because obviously when you're living in America, unless you have a lot of money, you usually have two income, households, and that really helps. It really helps. And so making that choice to have me stay home with our kids, and then later have the choice to homeschool them, it was a sacrifice, and there was a lot of times when we felt the loss of those finances. And I'm sure that we had probably times of doubting as individuals and as a couple and as a family as well, when we thought, oh, should we change this? I'm so glad that we didn't, and I'll get more into that as we flesh this story out for you. But being able to stay at home with our children and being able to have them in the home while I'm their teacher and teaching them not just in textbooks and curriculum, but teaching them through experiences and in life, and incorporating their education from like what we see around us, and having those tangible experiences really shape their mind, and having them be around each other in a protective way, and all of that. It was, I think, the foundation of why our family was so successful. And I'm just really, really thankful that we made that decision, and that it was just blessed day by day, even through the struggles. So I think that is kind of just the start of this journey, kind of the background. And tomorrow I'll get more into the meat, and you'll start to see Micah's life unfold before your eyes, and you'll see how we interacted with that, shaped it, how he shaped us, and yeah, hopefully it will shape you too. See you tomorrow.